it's Guido coming at you with a coffee talk from the left side of the Atlantic and a nice Sumatra roast.
Sumatra roast. Well, there you go. Why not? While you can. Um, yeah, Pilgrim from the correct side of the Atlantic with his, of course, Royal Blend and his Pilgrim mug. Get one today. They're back on offer. 50%
Oh,
off
excellent.
if you buy packs of 10.
Packs of 10. Packs of 10.
Packs of 10.
All right, so dry January is over.
Cool.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Means I can have a.
Have you broken it yet? No.
I have, but I've been very calm, so it's good. Because the plan is to throttle back, as I've said, which has been successful so far.
Yeah.
But the best news, though, is that I had a bottle of 20-year port my wife gave me for Christmas that I wasn't able to drink. So I didn't want to open it before January.
Yeah.
So I saved it. And also, we have the British invasion going on here because her aunt and uncle are here, so they're hanging out. So I opened up the 20-year bottle of port, and we poured about that much port, and we went out and we played. I don't know if this combo is correct or not, but we had a little glass of port and we played cornhole.
Fair one.
I think.
Why not? Mix and match it. Why not?
Yeah, I think cornhole is supposed to be with beer, but that's okay. It's okay.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it was a good time.
I tend to mix port with falling over a lot, to be honest. But there you go.
Well, that's one I just do a little bit. It's easy to just sort of, have a little tipple of it and not go crazy. So that was good.
Do you as a officer, because obviously when you're in the officer's mess, do you have regimental dinner nights or like you have set dinner nights where you get all your finery on and you sit?
No, see the U.S. military doesn't really do that. We have dining outs or dining ins, but it's not like monthly or weekly or any. It's once a year kind of thing.
I take it you've experienced the RAF side of it, or
I haven't, but I have done it with the Aussies. So
the Aussies when they have a regimental dinner.
Well, I didn't do a regimental dinner, but their officers' mess required to be dressed up to go into.
Yep, got you.
Yeah.
No, got you.
Yeah.
Well, the end drink is always a glass of port, and if you're a bad lad during the evening, and I'm not saying I was always a bad lad. But if you're a bad lad during the evening, you used to get fined a bottle of port, or at least, maybe 2 or 3 bottles of port, depending on how the RSM was feeling.
Depending on how it went, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, invariably, regimental dinner nights cost me an arm and a leg because I would be buying all the port all bloody night. So I'm a bit of an aficionado on port.
So yeah, you've seen your share of it then.
Oh yeah, Novell. LB Novell is probably the finest, I would say. I would suggest.
What we could get here is called Taylor Flodgate, something like that.
Yeah, no, I've heard that. Yeah. I've heard of that. Yeah, that sounds nice. 20-year port is good.
Oh, it's very nice. I prefer the 30, and I've had the 40, which is amazing.
Yeah. It is a glass. It's a nice. You couldn't drink a bottle. I mean, you'd be silly drinking a bottle, but a glass is.
No, yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah, the port. And I know this, if you drink a lot of port, that is a serious headache because there's so much sugar in the port.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what gives you gout.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the old gentlemen of British Raj back in the Indian Mutiny days, they all had gout because I'm send for the port, send the Charwalla off for the port, drinking port all day, and then they get gout, wouldn't they? They'd have feet like this, Yeah.
That's hilarious. The gout.
The gout.
All right, so what do we got? We got channel news, fellas. It's almost home update news at this point. No big home updates, but I did have to pull the wheels off of the back of the golf cart.
Why? Well, let's backtrack. Let's backtrack. Let's backtrack.
Yeah.
Mailbox.
Done. Did I not update that?
No, you did.
Oh, yeah. But in true home improvement fashion, I've left a little bit that needs to be done that I'm now ignoring. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a way to do it.
Yeah, so I dug that out, put the post in, leveled it. The big problem though, Pilgrim, is this, and doing this is probably the wrong way to do this, but I have to show it visually anyway. when the post came out, it twisted. I mean, not like
right, so it's not level.
well, it was twisted.
Oh, it was
Just ever so slightly. You know, it was a 4x4,
All right.
and they look pretty straight. But if you're attempting to square up a post or a mailbox to a road, and you want that nice 90 to the road, even just a little bit will look pretty bad. I didn't notice it, so I went back out and I was looking at it because I took the metal post goes over top, and the lag bolts go into the back of it into the wood through holes in the metal post, and of course that's gonna snug it up against that flat side of the 4x4. So what?
It's slightly twisted.
Yeah, so it just put a slight angle on my box there.
Yeah.
So to speak. So I had to go get some shims, and that cost me
yeah.
me another like hour of futzing around cutting them to the right size. And the problem is there's some room between the metal post and the wood post, but not a lot. So you can shim it, but the shims still have to be not too thick, really, at the end of the day.
Because you won't be able to bolt it in.
Yeah, I won't be able to pull it over. It'll just
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Now the thing is with that, if it's not 90 degree to the road, does the mail person not deliver your mail because it's not right?
No, they wouldn't even see it. Only I could see it, and perhaps the wife if she looked too close.
Yeah, definitely. How Sharon will be like that. That's not correct.
So I shimmed it and whatever,
golf cart.
and that's done. Yeah, golf cart. So I had a flat on one of them.
Okay, and so that requires the whole back end to be
Well,
removed,
because
or
in
change
true
the tyre?
in true Guido land fashion, it's never that easy. So I went and bought a plug kit. At first, I was going to take it to the shop, and I'm like, you know what? I can plug this. It's not like a car where you might go, well, I don't know. I could plug a car, but like if you got a farm truck, plug away.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah.
But if you're doing long trips and you're plugging tires, and it's just
family going in the
it's
yeah.
it's probably okay, but it's not ideal. So anyway, I'm like, whatever, it's a cart, I'll plug it. So I go get the plug kit, do that. I hadn't done that in years. I remember when we were kids, we plugged everything we could.
It was easy, wasn't it, when we were kids?
Well, yeah,
Everybody did it.
back in the day, nobody cared.
Yeah.
Safety, whatever. So I plugged this thing, put the air in it, go to bed, get out in the morning, it's flat again. I'm like, oh, what the heck? My plug didn't work. So again, get out the soapy water. I'm like, no, that's not it. And then when I went to blow it back up, pump it back up, I jiggled the stem just a little bit and heard it going. I'm like,
Oh, the valve again.
bad stem. Yeah, bad stem.
Yeah.
So of course, it's two things. Why not?
Yeah.
So that
why not?
now I got to pull it off. And I asked my buddy, I'm like, hey, do you have any tire irons? And so I got thinking about that. I'm like, all right, you know what? Screw this. I'm just going to pop off both back wheels because the tires are the same ones I've had on there for 12 years. They're all dry rotted anyway. One has a bad stem, one's plugged. Let's just take it to the shop, put new tires, let them deal with it, and whatever.
Yeah.
But of course, it's not that easy.
No.
No, because the lug nuts have been on there for 42,000 years, and they're cheap. They're cheap, chrome-plated ones. The chrome plating was gone, so now they're not. They're not necessarily rusted shut, but they're tight.
They're seized.
They're
We call it
seized. Yes,
Yeah.
they've been there for a while.
Yeah.
So WD-40 thing, let it sit for a day, and then I go out to look at my socket set. I'm like, all right, what do I need? I need a 17. They're actually 18 millimeter, I think. They're metric,
Wow,
naturally.
that's an odd size.
It is, yeah. And so I'm like, all right, let me get my 1/2-inch drive. I'm like, I don't have a 1/2-inch drive. I have 1/2-inch sockets, but I don't have the stupid drive. Also, I don't have a breaker bar that's long enough. So I'm over there doing that. It ain't working. Like, ah. So I go down to a place called Harbor Freight. I think I already told some of you guys this story. Grab the breaker bar,
Right.
a new breaker bar, nice long one, like 25 inch. I'm like, this will do the job. Come back and go in there and realize again that I don't have 1/2-inch, or it's a 1/2-inch drive. Right, it's a 1/2-inch drive. But I don't have, how did this work? I didn't have,
You had the socket.
yeah, the only socket I had was a 3/8 drive.
Really?
Yeah. So smaller drive.
Mil 3/8. I'm thinking.
It's a smaller, so the smaller square
Yeah.
bit smaller essentially.
Yeah.
So I have to use an adapter. So I get the breaker bar out and I'm pushing on it and it goes. I'm like, oh cool. So I pull it off, put it on another bolt. I'm like, oh great. They're all loosening up. Put it on the third one. Well, the the give was not the lug giving. It was that it was the connector twisting off. So
Yeah.
so I,
yeah. Yeah.
so I twist off the 3/8 drive connector. Back to the store. Back to the store. So I go to Harbor Freight, which you can't buy individual things at Harbor Freight. That's one of the negatives of that place.
Oh, do you have to buy packets? Of
Yeah, packets and everything. So and I'm like, I don't feel like going to the other store, so I went ahead and bought some hefty. They were actually impact sockets, so they're nice and hefty.
Really hefty.
1/2-inch drive. I didn't have any, so I'm like, might as well get them. I could use them later for stuff. I've never really owned any of these, and I'm always looking for stuff like
Lend
that.
them to people.
And I have new lugs decarded. That was part of it. I had bought probably 2 or 3 years ago. I did the bearings on the front came apart, so I bought the kit and redid all that stuff. But I didn't bother doing the back. So the front ones have the new lugs and stuff. So I hadn't taken the back ones off since I owned it. So put the new lugs that I already had back on it, and now we're good.
Are you like? Is it now fixed?
It is, but it's just always something.
Okay, so here we go. What's the second-hand value of these golf carts around Florida? I mean, they can't be that expensive. There must be thousands of them.
Dude, they're expensive.
Really?
Oh yeah, if you're talking,
every couple in the whole of Florida state has a golf cart or two in the garage.
if you go buy, so I bought a. There are places that will take old, actual golf course golf carts and then upgrade them.
Yeah.
That's what mine is. Mine served who knows how many years on a golf course somewhere, probably 5 or
Right.
6, because they go
Right.
through them pretty quickly. And then the place I bought it from refurbishes it, puts the seats on the back instead of the golf
Got ya.
bag holder. They lift it a little bit. They put big wheels on it. They put blinkers.
Right.
Brake
so it's gotta be a bit
lights.
road legal, I guess.
Right, so they do a modification. I bought this thing 10 years ago, and it was expensive then. A new one,
Wow.
Pilgrim. If you go to one of these places that has it's purpose-built golf cart for driving around on roads and stuff,
Right.
anywhere from 10 to 20 grand.
You are absolute. I am glad I'm sat down. Man, that is ridiculous amount of money.
You might find a smaller one that doesn't have a whole, not smaller because they're all kind of the same size. There's big ones that have 3 rows of seats. That's where you're getting into the 20 grand. The
Good
ones with a seat
grief.
looking backwards and 2 seats, obviously where you sit in the front, without a whole lot of doodads on it, you might find one for $7,999 or something, like 8 grand,
That
maybe.
is absolutely flabbergasting. I mean, these are just like lumps of plastic with a
Yeah.
couple of axles and
Yeah.
a small electric motor.
Yeah.
I could probably build one for a few $100s.
So it's a luxury item, right?
Crikey.
Essentially, it's one of these things.
Well,
like you know what I
yeah.
mean? It's not a it's all out of whack. The stupid tires were $100 each.
No.
Yeah.
Man, you wouldn't. I would hard pressed to pay $100
Yeah.
for a tyre for the car. Never mind the golf cart.
Yep. That's it. It's crazy. I mean, that you could
Cliffy, cheap compared to an Indian. Piss off.
you can get used cars for less than that around here.
Well, yeah.
Decent
exactly.
ones, like an old Camry or something that still has 100,000 miles left on it. It won't be pretty.
Exactly.
It's not really cool or anything, but you could get one for 8 to 10 grand.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. There's lots of questions. In fact, Madam Yorktown has kicked it off with Calope in what console? With rockets. So I think
The rockets
we need
do
to catch
work.
up on chat, buddy.
Oh right, the rockets do work. Rockets red glare. The Calliope. Nice.
Calliope. Okay.
We started late, oh brute. Pilgrim and I were.
Put the world to rights, weren't we?
We were having a discussion not for Twitch.
No.
It is for probably a lot of you, but it is not for Twitch.
Yeah.
So we'll just
Not
leave
for
it that
Twitch.
way. We'll just leave it that way. What else we got going on? Cheap compared to absolutely. Affected to Twitch
Cheap
changes to
Cliffy.
subs prime from different countries. Quickie Bee is taking. Oh, probably not Crown because I bet other than maybe Pilgrim and a couple of you, maybe some of the Aussies or whatever. I don't think I have many subs from anywhere else. But it could be. I don't know.
I don't know. I'll check that one out.
Is that a
Sometime.
price
It's
thing?
coming up in March, mine. So. I'll have
Oh, are the other countries taxing the piss out of the stuff, and then you end up with less money? I bet.
I bet you that's it.
I bet that's it.
Yeah.
Because politicians just can't keep their grubby, dirty fingers out of your pocket.
Yeah. Did you see the Quickie Baby video on the end of World of Tanks?
Yeah. So as soon as we're done here, we're gonna shut everything down, turn the lights out,
We're gone.
bugger
Yeah.
off. Yeah. On to our
We
next.
did touch on it last week, didn't we? But
I watched some of it. What was the end result? I
I didn't
think
get
was.
to the end. No, I didn't get to the end because I can only take a limited amount of the guy. He's fine. He's a good CC. He's a great tank player. Blah blah blah. But I just can't. I can't do an hour.
I sort of jumped through it. I think what he was getting to at
Yeah.
the end is probably not. But I don't know. He said the sub from Turkey was only 9 cents to him.
Wow. Wow. Yeah. Well, I mean, but the thing is, he's got 2 European servers he can feed off, so it's not like he's going to be short of money, is it? You know what I mean?
Well, so there's a lot going on there, really. The first thing is that the model they started with is not sustainable. Very much like YouTube's model in the early days when it was money flowing from everywhere. An unsustainable model for advertising stuff. Because
Well, is it not 70-30 or something like that?
it's 50.
In favour of the
For me,
server?
it's 50. For him, it was almost. I think you get big enough, and I don't know if he was big enough, but for the really big ones, they get all the sub money. There's
Do they?
so much out. But again, what I'm saying is this was an unsustainable model. There you go. So he's 70-30.
Yeah,
I'm
70-30,
50-50.
yeah.
You let the smallest possible. I'm not a partner, but
Yeah, you have to do.
I don't
that,
remember the two levels,
Twitch
but
partner thing
yeah, I'm the
every
lower
3
level.
months, don't
Yeah,
you?
I'm the lower level. The lowest level you can get paid for, and they're 50-50. If they get big enough, you can actually negotiate with them. So
Yeah.
their top guys will negotiate. And generally, the offer from Twitch is you can keep all of the sub money, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And
People like Mr. Beast and that probably just
you
go,
bet,
they
yeah.
get everything. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
So it's really at the end of the day, it's unsustainable, and eventually, stuff like this is going to have to happen.
Yeah.
Also, the economy is bad. Despite the fact that industry and large companies are making money hand over foot, for the common person, it's a horrible economy because everything's more expensive. So you look at the stock market going up, 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 but for all of us, we're getting crapped on by that. So all the politicians can sit around and talk about how everything's great and the economy looks good, when the reality of the situation is it's not. So that being said, luxury things like Twitch and paying subs to watch somebody stream and gaming and all that, as evidenced by the layoffs in the gaming industry in the last year or so, which is an absolute they're getting destroyed.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it all
But it's
freaking
also it affects things like gas. I mean,
yeah.
if you look at the price of gas, and then each gas company like British Petroleum, Shell, Texo, whatever it might be, they record profits every year.
Yeah.
But the price of gas is like 3 times that it was 2 years ago. That's why they're recording record profits, and we're paying for it.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, the truth about that industry is they don't care what the price of gas is, as long as enough gas is used
Yeah.
to get the profit. So if it's low, generally means that people can afford it and more gets used. So now you're a volume thing. If it's high and less is used, that's fine too. They still make their money. They don't give a shit what you pay for
No, I
gas.
mean they base it on the price of a barrel of oil, don't they? So
Sure.
You know, if it's $10 for a barrel, then that reflects in the end.
Well, yeah, that's the economics of it. But what I'm saying is,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, they don't necessarily care if it's high or low. For the common person,
Oh, no,
they don't give a
they've
damn.
got no incentive to.
Because they're
lower the
gonna
price,
they get their money
They've
either
got
way.
profit.
Either way you slice
yeah.
it, they're getting their money. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Right,
Anywho,
Madam Yorktown.
how did we get?
Anyway.
We got drug into that, didn't we?
Yeah, Crown is an oil pipeline guy. It's his fault.
Yep.
Anyway, where were we?
Well, alrighty then. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, Brute. It's all those conversations. It's easy to try to. I'm not telling old Brute anything. He's a very smart individual. He knows what I'm talking about. But it's we all like to try to boil a lot of these things down, and we just did that, right? We try to boil it down to like a one or two causal thing, right? It's this thing or that thing. It's not. It's a lot of stuff, and it's hard to untangle. And politicians, frankly, rely on that.
Yeah.
Because then they can go, well, I'm going to fix this thing, right?
Yeah.
This thing that makes you mad, and here's the thing we're going to do. And clearly, that's never going to do anything but appease people who think that's going to do something.
Yeah.
You know.
Exactly. Look what we've done this year.
Yeah, look what I did for you. And meanwhile, every time it fails, guess who is subject to the failure? Not the politician.
No.
No.
Not at all.
No.
No. That's where your taxes go, isn't it, buddy?
Let's see. I am, as long as we're ranting here, I am no longer apparently, and I say apparently because this is sort of interesting, I am no longer apparently associated with Wargaming's community thing.
Right. So,
Yeah. So,
does that hurt?
no. Here's,
Yeah, there you are then.
well, it's kind of weird because as you know, I said I left the CC program and talked to one of the guys. I'm not going to name names because that's not what we're about here, but talked to one of the people, and they're like, well, just be a CA, no skin off your butt, doesn't matter, you don't have to sign the NDA or whatever. Yeah, that's fine, I'll do that. So I was left in the CC channel for a while, and I sort of ignored it, and then they did something I thought was pretty shady,
Right.
from an American standpoint, and I sort of mentioned it. I said, my recommendation to other CCs is to not sign this thing. Do not give this piece of information to them. I don't know what you do over in the EU, but I would not do this.
Yeah.
And then I chatted with the same person for a minute. They're like, "Oh, you still have CC permissions."
Access.
Permissions. So we'll switch that out to the CA thing. I'm gone.
Really?
Yeah, I get up another day and I'm looking around on Discord. I'm like, oh, I don't have any access.
All right.
So
Well, officially wargaming. It doesn't hurt. So shove it where the
yeah, well, I mean, it
sun
could be
shines,
on
right?
it. To be honest, it could have just been a mistake in communication, right? Maybe that whoever did that misunderstood or the person forgot. I don't know. I don't care. Also, even
Yeah.
though I am talking
Yeah.
about it, so clearly I care a little
Yeah,
bit,
yeah.
but I don't actually.
Well, you care a little bit because it's the way it was done, I guess, or the way that it's come across. I would be a little bit, not pissed off, but I'd be a little bit, oh, well, what sort of attitude is that?
Well, I'm bemused. I would say I'm
Yeah.
bemused. I would call it
Bemused is a
bemused.
good word.
Yeah, I would call it
Yeah.
bemused because
Yeah.
I think it very likely could be just kind of an oversight mistake thing. But
Somebody said, oh, by the way, Guido's not CC anymore. Somebody else has gone, oh, well, I'll just take him off then.
yeah, right.
Oh,
Maybe just a mistake. They didn't get the whole picture that I was supposed to be moved to that. And again, I don't care even though I'm talking like I care. I'm bemused.
Yeah, you're not going to raise a ticket or
No.
contact people and go, I need this back. You know.
Right. Yeah, exactly. But anyways, I just want to let you guys know that I'm not even.
Well, where does that leave me then?
You're a.
All about me, this is. All about me. Where does that leave me? I'm no longer an associate.
You're going to be the CC
Friend.
now.
Hey! Oh,
But-
last 30 seconds.
But you have to
I'll be
make
on the-
you have to
I'll
make
be on the
videos.
phone.
You have to make videos.
No,
You're
I
the
mean,
you're the assistant. You're the second assistant to the former CA.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds very political, that, doesn't it?
Yeah. But it's indicative. It's indicative to, and again, nothing against the person I was talking to, because I like that person a lot, and I don't think it has anything to do with that person. In fact, I know it doesn't have anything to do. That guy.
It's a corporate thing.
I
right?
keep saying guy, whatever, it's a guy. That guy has been pedaling as hard as he can since the whole merger shit show started a year ago, or a year and a half or two, or whatever it is now. And he's getting pummeled constantly by the,
corporate.
well, I don't know if it's incompetence, indifference,
You haven't signed anything.
or a combination of the two.
Yeah.
Probably a combination and maybe some more things. It's just the whole. Let me just the whole direction of where it's gone since they started the you know, what's the word I'm looking for? The reorganization.
together.
Their reorganization. Ever since the Leicester split and the reorg and all the things that they're doing, it's
Yeah.
watching it go down has been an absolute slow motion train wreck. It's just car after
0.5.
car after car just piling into each other. You're like, this train it doesn't stop. I don't. How many cars are on this train? Does it go around the world?
Oh dear. Oh
Yep.
dear.
Well,
It
NA
is. Yeah.
as Quickie Baby brought up in that video, I did watch part of that where he broke down some of the numbers. It's amazing at how small NA really is at this point compared to the others.
I was going to say in comparison. I mean, I like you will see peak 9-10,000 playing, peak, and then on an average 6,000 to 7,000 playing.
Yeah.
But I obviously play a different time zone to you guys, so my playing time would be midday for you guys. So that's probably why it's lower when I see it. When you're
Yeah.
playing at prime time in the evening, you would see probably a bigger number than that. I guess.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. NA is definitely tiny, and so it used to be that the amount of money spent over here was fairly significant, but
Yeah.
but the population was a bit larger as well. I don't know where that stands now, and whether you can say that just based on economics and people having a tighter budget.
Well,
for
you must have seen it. I've seen it upwards of 25 to 30,000 on the NA server some years ago.
back in the day, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm also
yeah.
saying even that buying power though is less now. People are spending
Yes.
less on entertainment because they have less. So Quickie Baby,
Everybody's feeling the pinch, aren't they? I mean,
they are, yeah.
I definitely don't spend as much as I used to. I'll avoid doing that now on this particular game.
Sure. He did touch on another thing I thought was really fascinating, the way he said it too, and I think he sees it the same we do to some extent. He talked about Lesta and the wargaming split. But he did allow us how, at the end of the day, these two companies are owned by the same people.
Yeah.
So the idea, so they what they did is we have mentioned, and I sort of avoided just saying it out, straight up. But what they did is they wanted their cake and eat it too.
Absolutely.
They wanted to fly a flag
Yeah.
and beat their chest and say we're doing this and that and the other. And when in reality, the reality of what they did is no such thing. Yes, they're split. They are. But the money's still going to the same guys. So this was all
Exactly.
smoke and mirrors, complete horse
You
hooey.
cannot drop 1 million people from your game without having severe impact on your business. So there's no way they were going to drop the RU server and ignore it and not be part of what's going on there, because
They just did a
irrespective of
reorg.
the political situation, the money they were getting from the RU server was as much, if not more, than EU and NA combined.
Right.
there's
So
no
it
way
was
of
a
stopping it.
it was a public facing PR operation for them,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
which I wouldn't say I knew was going to be from the beginning because I took it at face value. But the more I kind of watched what was going on for the last few years on this whole thing, the more obvious it became that they were sort of, we allowed us how early on that there was probably already some things in the pipeline that you naturally, when you make your agreement with companies like that, you might go, all right, we'll continue to develop these two things, and then once that's done, we'll cut that off. But that doesn't even matter. It's the same people that own the companies that are making money.
nothing's changed. Nothing's changed.
Yeah.
It's the same bank account it's going into.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's the same guy with his super yacht and his McLaren sat in the garage. It's the same guy.
Grumpy, it is. Yesterday was glorious though. Grumpy. Well, yesterday was amazing. Pilgrim here.
You had some.
We've had it for quite a few days, but yesterday was
All
just it just touched 70, and we walked down. We have a farmers market downtown. We walked down with the Brits. There's a coffee shop downtown now that has a bunch of seating outside on a we did some rework down in the downtown, so that we got really wide sidewalks down there, and like like a cobbled road. And we sat there in the sun, having a coffee and a proper mug, feeling like we were in London, or Paris.
Yeah.
It was just a great,
just sat on the
great day.
The sidewalk, just sat on the sidewalk, just
Yep.
enjoying life.
Yep, and I had a really nice mocha in a actual mug instead of a paper cup, and
A paper cup, yeah. There's nothing like a paper cup for ambience, is there?
yeah, it was proper. It was proper, Pilgrim.
Proper. So how many of the Brits have you got over? Just a few.
We got two.
Oh, just the two. Okay.
Yep. We got an aunt
Cool.
and uncle hanging out, and
Cool.
we're eating a lot of bread.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's funny that I have a bowl of soup and I have like half a loaf of bread with a bowl of soup.
Lot of bread.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
So
awesome.
you've had good weather. Well, I'm glad you've
Yep.
had good weather.
Yeah,
That's nice.
played some cornhole in the backyard and had a real nice day. And today, as mentioned by Grumpy, it's raining to beat the band right now.
Really? So
Yeah.
the Brits have bought it over with them, haven't they? You see, that's the problem.
Yep.
You let Brits into your location, you get the weather that goes with it.
I think though, theoretically, it's supposed to stop at some point, maybe by 1. Yeah, it should be gone by 1.
Okay.
We get lines; they just come through.
Yeah.
All right, what else is going on? Channel news, guys. Still working 100 battle challenge on a few tanks. Getting close on the XM66F and the Loza Sherman. Still trying to unlock the Tier 9 Japanese Heavy. What's that?
How are you? I was just about to say where you at with the Japanese, because I've just unlocked Tier 8 now. Tier 8 TD, not the heavy. I'm on Tier 7 on the heavy at the moment. So.
Oh, Wayne just one marked the XM. Congrats,
one
man.
marked his XM. That's good.
I've got 1 on mine as well, but unlikely to get to 2 by 100 from what I'm seeing. Not doing too bad. I'm at 54% on that thing. I'm 60% on that little T23E3. I kind of like that little tank. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, see, it's not easy to use, but not bad. What else we got going on? I'm doing some DCS. Should have maybe a video of that fairly soon. I have been doing some Mountain Blade. That's been pretty fun. It's very interesting on that one, actually, though, the development of it. I've been, as you start playing different games, you start to dig in a little more. How does whatever work? You Google foo and okay. And eventually you get to the forums, and then you if you do Reddit or whatever, if you start looking things up, it will give you more of that in the algorithm. So then you start reading more of it. And I guess that game, it had a lot of promise when they promised it. It's been in development for like 14 years. And
really?
Yeah, it just never really, I guess the bottom line is it never really became what it could have been kind of idea.
I think the problem with it is not that particular game, but those particular genre of games is there's so many of them out there, and some of them have cornered the market, and then the rest just like wannabes feel like they're wannabes.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And they also always promise this like grandiose vision, which great. The developers have that, but a lot of times it never really comes to fruition. And then there becomes a law of diminishing returns. Once you've put the game out for a while, now you've got old code, perhaps an older engine, and now you're trying to cobble code on top of code, and depending on how you developed your code, that can become very problematic for breaking the game. And then your updates and stuff starts to become a longer process to make sure you don't mess something older up. And if you haven't done all that really well, it can become a huge nightmare. And I think that might be kind of where they are in terms of not necessarily that particular problem, but in terms of you've developed it so long, there's the law of diminishing returns of how much development do we really want to do at this point. And I think they're moving on.
It becomes a cost exercise, doesn't it? Because
right.
It's costing more than it's making to keep it running.
Right. Paying developers to cobble together stuff that didn't work really anyway to begin with, and now, so they're moving on to Manor Lord, I believe, is their next follow-on. But it's a cool game, and definitely had some possibilities. The biggest bummer, though, that I've come to find out is that the mod community is died more or less because the modding on it, is so difficult and so
Right.
painful. And every time they do an update, they break people's mods. That they're like, all right, never mind. It's too painful.
It's too much work to put it right, isn't
Yeah,
it, for the
yeah.
mods, I guess. Oh, that's a shame. That's a real shame because, I mean, the last time I really enjoyed that type of platform was, I guess, Zelda, I think. So you can see how long ago I
Oh,
used
wow,
to do
yeah.
that type of thing. You know what I mean? But it's a shame because it looks quite a good, from your videos, it looks quite a good game. It's a bit like Baldur's Gate type thing, you know what I mean? All that sort of good stuff.
So,
But, yeah.
see,
You need
I
to catch up on chat.
which mods, Randall, for Mountain Blade or for tanks? He's probably talking about tanks. Anyway, I'm still playing it, and Old Eagle Clan, the misnamed character.
Yeah. I was thinking you can change the clan name, can't you?
Yeah, well, actually, what's funny is the clan name is Guido. I don't know how I got
Yeah.
those backwards.
Yeah, but
I
you
complete-
can't change the name of your character.
No.
So your character's called Eagle Clan.
Yeah. And my clan is called Guido.
That's a shame, isn't it?
I only speak of
just-
myself
yeah.
in the third person.
Yeah. One does, one speaks of oneself.
Yes. The Eagle Clan is not pleased. That way I'm speaking for the royal we, for the entire
Royal
clan.
we, yeah, exactly.
I am the clan. I am the embodiment of Eagle.
You
I
are.
am
You are the
Eagle
physical
Clan.
manifestation of your
Oh,
clan.
and my empire of one
Empire.
group of people. So I just have to tell you, and I'm sorry I didn't send you the invite, but we got married. Yeah.
Really?
Well, because part of my reading, what I found out is they have this dynastic system where you can actually play your character till he dies, and then your son will take over.
No.
Yeah.
way. That is so cool.
Yep.
That is so cool. That is good.
And here's
yeah.
the really dumb part. In order to have a son, you have to stay in a settlement for X amount of time.
Oh, of course, and have a relationship. and-
Right.
and
Right. Apparently you
Marry
can't.
the local wench.
Apparently you can't do that while you're on the road very easily.
Yeah, you see, if you're a warrior, monk / trader, you ain't a pirate, you ain't gonna get you. ain't
Well,
gonna
I'm
get
just a
away.
common merchant, but I
you?
did marry above myself, so I have some
Did
royal
you?
person that Eagle
Oh.
Clan married, and
Yeah. you should be Eagle Clan the second or the third or junior.
I feel
Eagle Clan Junior.
juniors first, I believe. Yeah. The bummer, this embarrassing part is this wife came with better armor and a horse than me. Now,
She's the warrior.
I may still do this, but I almost stole all her gear and gave her my stuff.
That's so bad, isn't it? I'm the breadwinner in
That's
this
right.
relationship.
What's hilarious is it would fit me in the game. Of course, it would be all cut for her female figure, but I'll just take it and it'll fit. Because, why not? Magic.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
All the NPCs calling you madam.
Randall, congrats, man. Congrats.
Oh, congratulations. Absolutely, mate. Obviously, IRL first. Can I just go back to Hammerbeat? Hammerbeat said, what should I take in mind when I plan to visit Tankfest? Can I ask two questions, Hammerbeat? Are you coming to Tankfest from outside the UK, or are you from the UK going? And I'll give you, if you can, sort of, what sort of things are you wanting to plan into Tankfest? And I'll give you a rundown of where I'm at with it, if you like. Anyway, apart from that.
Yeah, Pilgrim's got all the deets on that. Plus, he's local, so he should be able to help
Yeah.
you out with whatever kind of
Absolutely.
questions you might have about Tankfest.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hmm.
Madam Yorktown wants us to do Fortnite.
I had
Would you
Pilgrim.
fancy that?
You don't have to say it on the stream, but before we go today, I need to get the town you live in, which I know I've written it down, but I forgot because I wanted to tell the Brits. They were curious where you were from.
Yeah, no,
Because-
absolutely. We'll do that.
Her uncle is from down south there.
I'll
I
throw it
think
in
Portsmouth
chat. I'll put
area.
it in chat now.
I think he's
I'll put it in chat.
I think he's Portsmouth area or something like that.
Portsmouth area.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'll put it in chat now.
They're not living there now. They're up near Liverpool. But all right, let's see. That's enough channel news. Let's move on, man. Should we do a little shill in here?
Yes, I've got the old blue light. I checked it this morning to make sure it was working. See,
All right.
good crew chief, right?
So this is kind of interesting stuff, actually. Get the old Chrome going here. 1 second, fellas. All right, so what do we got? There's actually one decent deal in here, Pilgrim.
Is there now?
And-
You see, I went through it and I couldn't find anything worth looking at. So
None of these tanks are
I'll be interested.
Yeah, none of these tanks are particularly amazing. Although I do quite like the heavy tank number 6 at tier 6. But this package of a tier 8 STA2, tier 6 HT number 6, a tier 5,
the Ninja Special. The Ninja
yeah,
Special.
classic Japanese vehicles. Classic. There's 4 of
Oh,
them.
I got you. No, I got you.
It's
Yeah.
only $37.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah. Which is the price of a
Oh,
lot
it
of
is.
tier 8
Yeah,
premiums.
yeah.
Plus you get a 6. The 2, whatever, it's a 2, but the 5 in this, especially the tier 6 is worth playing. The Chinu Kai is okay. So again,
That is good. That is good value, isn't it?
yeah, none of those are particularly amazing tanks, but as far as the price goes and the tiering and whatever, that's a pretty dang good deal. And it looks like
Yeah.
it looks like you can also use a coupon.
You can use a coupon, can you?
Well, that's
cool.
interesting.
What's the times 25 you get with it? Why have I seen... Oh, there's missions as well. Have you got missions on yours?
Missions for what?
XPs. 5 XPs.
For the classic Japanese vehicles?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. No, not this one. This just has crew with it.
Oh, no, I'm on the wrong thing. Hang on,
Yeah.
sorry. Oh,
So-
I'm there now. Yeah.
So next thing, you're talking Ninja Specials, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking.
Yeah.
Space.
So, all right, STA2 Japanese tank, Ninja, right? Ninja,
Yeah,
Japan. You tracking?
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I am.
Go to the
I
right.
am.
Go to the right.
Yeah.
M41D Ninja. Apparently, the Chinese are also ninjas.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
But they're not, are they? Yeah. Ooh, cock and wargaming. Well done. Just offend the Japanese, why don't you?
Uh,
Oh, man.
uh,
That's terrible, isn't it? I mean, that is so basic, isn't it? That is basic, sure. That's like saying, I don't know, that's like saying, oh,
the French,
That's like
the French like Earl Grey tea.
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Or the Americans drink more tea than coffee. They probably do, actually, but the Americans drink more tea than coffee. That's basic, isn't it? That is so basic, and they've got that wrong. That is just bad. That is horrendously bad.
As
Imagine
we-
being Japanese and because I mean historically the Japanese and the Chinese haven't really been in a love boat situation, have they ever? You know what I mean? Imagine being Japanese and looking at it, you would be ticketing away, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Man,
So
who does this stuff?
well,
Nobody does research at World of Tanks. Nobody.
I mean, at the end of the day, is it a huge big deal? Probably not. But also, if you're an international company, that's maybe a mistake you try to avoid.
It's basic.
It is basic.
You know, it is
But they're
basic.
like, oh, let's just add another tank into the Ninja Special. Oh, these guys are Asians.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna go somewhere really bad for that minute. Then I had to keep my gob shut because I was really gonna go somewhere bad. Then.
Oh my goodness.
Well, yes, Madam Yorktown. Solid Snake is ninja trained. He's not a ninja. Solid Snake, yeah, he's sort of a ninja, but not. He's not. He's not like Japanese ninja, is he? Ah, no, Cliffy, stop it! Stop it!
Yeah. Well, the other part about it is that's actually a Taiwanese tank. But that's a whole nother subject.
Yeah.
All right, so that's a good deal. That's a little odd, but it's available. I don't know. That tank used to be really good, the M41D,
Yeah.
because I Is it the same? It's not the same as the. I don't remember. Is it the same as the 4190? I don't think so because it doesn't have a 90 millimeter. Is that right?
No, it doesn't, does it? It has. I want to say 70. Is it not a 72 on it? I'm pretty sure it's a 72, something like that.
Yeah, it's the smaller gun, 76
Smaller
maybe.
gun. Yeah.
What does it
Or
say?
76, sorry, yeah, 76.
Yeah, so it's not. It's the same platform, but it's a different gun. Yeah, it's a 76 millimeter.
Yeah.
On the so it's similar but not the same as the M4190.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, what else we got? We got I don't know. It's cats and dogs here, fellas. The Pilot, the Cromwell B. I mean, that's an okay tank. The 40.
It's very much just like it used to be, just the same old, isn't it? There's nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing, there's no special features.
Well, we'll talk about some of the upcoming stuff, so that might explain some of what's
Yeah.
going on. And I expect that fairly soon we should get the battle pass, but there's not a whisper of that yet.
Okay.
Haven't heard anything about it. The Kanonens out there, these are exclusive, I believe, to the Twitch stuff,
Yeah, I'm not seeing.
the Amazon Prime stuff for me anyway.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it, fellas. There's just really nothing else going on here as far as the store goes. We got, let's see here.
Yeah, it's nothing. The story's nothing. Armored Core series, Madam Yorta. I don't know about that one. Armored Core? I'll look into that.
All right, and missions. There is the whole Way of the Warrior, I believe. Snatch
Yeah.
is still going on. A Warrior's Path.
Yeah.
Realize for these fellas, there are 3 missions that are only for the Japanese heavies. That's why it says new Japanese heavy tanks exclusive 1, 2, 3. Those give you the coins or some coins. That stuff is here in the depot. Go to the parachute, and that's where you find that stuff. So you're gaining. I only have 1, but you can get 3D styles and 2D styles, and then there's some kits, a little bit of premium time, that kind of stuff down there. And the rest of those are. The rest of these are for any vehicle.
But you've got to say they priced it quite high because I mean I've got 3 tokens for the Japanese heavy thing,
Yeah.
and yet the lowest price token wise is 20 tokens, which gets you so it is quite hard. Oh, sorry, 10. The Warriors Collection 2. So it's quite. You've got to game a little bit with the Japanese tanks to get any of these tokens.
Yeah.
Worth having. You know what I mean?
I think this might have a tier limit. Looks like maybe tier 5.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it looks like 5 or above. Is that right? Nope, there's a tier 4. Never mind. Tier 4 works. So it's more or less anything. Maybe tier 4 is...
Hussar says you have to watch streams as well. You get tokens for that.
Right.
I didn't know that.
Looks like tier 4 actually. Tier 4 and above. So
Right.
that's the lowest you can go. Yeah, there are tokens available for streams as well. Although it's only for specific guys, isn't that right? I believe that's true. Because
Yeah,
go
that
to
would make
the
sense, wouldn't it?
go to the articule. Come down here. Let's see. Available from 2 Feb to 5 Feb, so today's your last day. Skill, Quickie, Dez, New Multi-Show, and Dakilzor, and Daki. Yep, so those are the ones you have to watch right there. And then there's some more coins available. Looks like another 17, that's not bad. Alright, so that stuff is out there. What else we got going on? That's it for this, I think, for missions.
Yeah.
And trade-ins are open, fellas. Trade-ins. Got another trade-in going.
They're desperate for the gold, aren't they? All this gold they give out over Christmas, they're so desperate to claw it back.
Yeah, so you can go over here. You can figure out what you can purchase, what you can trade in, the things you can purchase. If you slide down here, it'll give you the total list of the stuff you can purchase, the things you can trade in, and then it's actually got a list of unavailable too. What are those? One T-44 122, which I think is some kind of super test thing. ISU 130.
Really?
Jagd Tiger prototype. That's the new tank, so that's not surprising. Kanonen Jagdpanzer. So the 90 millimeter, they won't let you get rid of it.
No.
TS-54 makes sense because that's a Watt Plus tank. And then Type 59G, that makes sense too, to some extent, because that's sort of a special tank.
Yeah.
So there you go.
I mean, unless there was something really particular, I wouldn't bother with the trading, to be honest, because it's like for like for me. When I'm looking at it, I'm thinking,
I've always said that, but I sort of, and I know why people do it, because they may have a lot of premium sitting around that they simply don't play. And for the longest time, I would have said I'm a collector and I want to get everything. Honestly, with current events, I care much less about that. If there was something there I really wanted to play, I would certainly trade in tanks at this point and not worry about it.
Yeah. If it's something particular, absolutely.
But as things have changed, and I can see the situation for other people, they might, whatever, I don't even play those. Why would I let them sit around? If I want this other tank, I'll just trade them in. It's a sunk cost anyway. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
You know? But there you go.
Yeah, there is bombs as well, Cliffy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's always bombs, isn't there? So if there's particular, I mean, I think it was the M60 was a bomb tank. I can't remember now. I think it was, and I got that because I wanted the M60 because
I did that. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Use bombs. So.
Yep. So Warriors Path trade in. The last thing then for the missions and specials is there's another calendar. Commander AF is I don't know what. Not sure what use all these are. But Warriors Path Frontlines is the February 26th to March 1st, guys.
Yeah. Looking
So
forward to that.
not quite 2 weeks. I wonder if that's if early March is probably when Battle Pass is going to start. That'd be my guess.
Yeah, quite possibly because. I think that's the case, isn't it? Sort of. Yeah. Have they run both together? I can't remember them ever running both together.
Oh yeah, they will.
They do, don't
Yeah,
they?
you can get Battle Pass. I don't know if
Yeah.
that, because if you look at it, so they usually run 3 months. So March, April, May, June, July,
Yeah.
August, September, October, November, end. Then back
Yes.
to Christmas. So yes, it'll
Back
be.
to Christmas, yeah.
I'm betting somewhere very early or late February.
Yeah.
February.
That's good for me. I like that because that's how I make my credits for the EU account. So I do like Frontline.
Frontline is Feb 26th through March 1st.
Yeah, 26th. Yeah.
At least it says here. Is there a different date out there? I don't know. And then there's going to be some Twitch drops. They've got some campaigns for Twitch drop stuff. There'll be some Valentine's Day thing, and that's really all you get off of this. Not even sure what the point of that is anymore, to be honest. To be quite honest with you.
Yes.
All right, fellas, we've been at it for just about an hour. We're going to take a 5-minute break. We'll come right back, and we got subjects du jour. Be right back.
Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Now in the shadows came a mysterious chap who spoke in a tongue with strange dialect. He offered his help to the mighty Guido to bring some laughter to his love of speedos. To the coffee talk they both came. the message of winning ways to all and sundry and the masses. Yes, that's right, lads and lasses. The damage counts, and flexing back will keep you on the right track. Greedo is his name, tanking is his game. Greedo. Greedo is his name, tanking is his game. Greedo. So in what, if you want to progress, then seek out Greedo nonetheless. With his sidekick Pilgrim, he has a message that to win you must be aggressive. The position and place that you must seek, for the winners only, not the weak. The guru speaks, so listen well. His voice rings out like the Liberty Bell to bring you all to Unicom land, or to die hard trying in the sand. Greedo is his name, tanking is his game. Greedo. Greedo is his name, tanking is his game. Greedo. To the swamplands came the mountain man to teach his wisdom and pay his due. A man with a name only known to a few. To his followers his words are true. Greedo is the man, big and gruff.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, we's back. We's back. Subjects du jour. Let's see. Front line, that was one of them.
Yeah.
I guess there might be an assembly shop thing coming up.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, and that's armored patrol stuff. But if we look at this, see if I can find it. Actually, we'll just go down. We'll just go down the list on this thing for giggles here. As soon as I figure out how to make it work, Pilgrim.
Yep.
All right.
Okay,
There we go.
There we go.
All right.
You did it.
So this is interesting. These Polish TDs with the deep rifled
Yeah.
barrels.
Yeah.
This is the tier 9. Let's see, has this got
This is the ones with the varying
Yeah.
levels of damage dealing. Yeah.
Yeah, these are just screenshots. It's what it looks like. But what we're really interested in is the numbers, which I think we'll come to in a minute here. Here we go. So this is the tier 9. All right, so inside 50 meters, 800 damage. $300 outside of 500. There's actually a step in between those, I thought. Armor
Yeah, it's
pen.
supposed to be three levels, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Type 1. There's a lot of numbers here. Holy cow. So basically it hits harder the closer it is. But where's the thing I wanted to show? Where's the speed of the projectile? Here it is. Look at this.
What's that say?
2,000 meters a second.
No way. I mean, I've seen. That's APCR, isn't it? I've seen 1,750, I think.
Yeah.
2,000 meters per second. That is just like ultra fast. That is beyond leopard. That is beyond leopard, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yep.
Crikey.
This one, which I think is the standard round, is 1,700.
See, that's top end to like the leopard. I think the leopard is only 1,750.
Yeah.
I think. In fact, I'll go and have a look now and check it. That is crazy. As
Yeah.
a TD as well.
Yeah.
So, oh man, you ain't getting out the way of that one, are you?
So yeah, there's a 162 millimeter gun and a 175 millimeter gun. Yep. So there you go. There's that happening.
That, I tell you what, if that comes into, if that is going to be the end stat, that's going to be horrible. That's going to be so horrible to fight against, isn't it?
Oh, Zimbo. Reload, I think, is 11 seconds. 13. So the big gun is 15, 14.38 and 13.42 loading times. Base.
Wow.
What's the armor look like? 190 on the whole. Angled, but not super angled.
Not super angled.
Speed on this one, 42.
Right, that 42. There you go.
Yeah.
Well, the Leopard is only 1613. I thought it was 1750. But even so, and that's from that, you know. Oh no, hang on, I might be wrong. Yeah, no, I've got the leopard one. Crikey.
That's right, Cliffy. Yeah, the Terry Premium will
The
have
end.
4,000. It'll be 4,000 millimeters a second.
It'll be a laser beam.
It's so fast it shot you yesterday.
Yeah. You'll wake up and you've been shot already.
Yeah. You log in and your tank explodes.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't know what's going on with that, honestly.
Well, I mean, these will go. I'm assuming these haven't been sandboxed yet.
These are super
Or
tests.
super test.
Yeah, they're on the super test.
All right, so things could change.
Sure,
Probably
yeah.
not dramatic.
Well, and they're casemates as well. They're casemates, so it's
Yeah.
they're already limited a little bit in terms of that. I don't
Yeah.
understand why we need that mechanic, but I haven't understood why we needed. Okay, I understand because they want something new. That's
Yeah.
why, right? It's really not a mystery in terms of gameplay and health of the game. That's what I'm talking about. Not
Yeah,
understanding why we need those mechanics, but that
Well, if you
that
look at
ship
the-
sailed, Pilgrim.
Well, yes, it's sailed.
Oh
hasn't
yeah,
it?
that
That's
long
sailed. That's
ago,
gone.
long
That's gone.
ago. It actually
It's the if you look at the tech tree, the you know, for them to expand it, it's gonna. There are a number of nations that could do with a few more lines, but how would you do that without creating more fantasy tanks? I don't know.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, that's where we are. It's where we are.
Yeah, it is well.
Wayne, you're right. I do. You're right. This does need an autoloader.
Yeah, on wheels.
And each shell, each progressive shell you shoot needs to travel faster.
Yes. In fact, it comes out of the barrel at 2,000 meters per second, then increases because it's got
Rocket-powered projectiles.
Yeah, rocket-powered shell. Yes, rocket-powered shell with wheels on it, so it bounces off the ground. It runs.
Now you're talking. Rocket-powered wheeled shells. You shoot it at the ground, then you take control of it, and it turns like the French wheeled tanks.
Is it my mic or has it been? I don't know. Make Pluto great again. Pluto is a planet. I agree with you. Yeah, I'm always the quiet one. Rocket-powered shells
Yeah.
with wheels. Yeah, with fins, with angled fins that will deflect things or something.
Yeah.
Anything silly. And we
Well, if
can
you
think
press
of.
X, you get turbo.
Yes, but I don't want to press X. But
Yes.
only after 200 meters. So if
Right.
you fire it less than 200 meters, it does not engage. There you go.
Yeah, it only does 2,000 meters a second.
Yeah.
Anywho's,
Yeah.
Project Cold War continues. What else we got? We've got. Oh,
The
here it
problem
is.
with Project Cold War, before you go on to the next subject, is that once you've signed up for it, you get email after email after survey after survey after survey after nonsense. Because I've just deleted the game because I don't like the mode, and I am still getting email after email. Can you believe this? Hey, I'm second iteration, and hey, and just leave me alone. Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
That's everything. Every time I get my email out, I just like, oh, here we go. All right, object 452, assembly shop leak. So apparently that's what we're expecting. This doesn't say necessarily it's RU only. I think they already did theirs, to be honest, because they have another tank that they have another assembly shop coming, I think. But anyway, I believe this is the next. This seems to still be on its way.
Right.
Still in developers' calendar for launch soon. Everything remains unchanged here. It's the Object 452 Tier 10 promotional heavy tank. Another Russian heavy tank.
Do you know what I was thinking? I was looking at this morning when they had on track for or not on track, whatever it was for the 110E5 and the IS7 bapping, and I was thinking the IS7 has had a little bit of a long life, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's still relevant today.
Yeah.
And you just think, well, if that's the case, why are we producing so many other Russian heavy tanks?
Bro.
And there's enough. Well, yeah, I know.
No.
We've already no.
Sorry. I just realized the stupid 452 is in the files.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. We can actually look
So
at
it's
it.
coming then.
I don't know, but it's here. It's in this. It's here. Look. No, stop. Go behave. Look at that. There it is.
Oh, look at that.
Hold on, I gotta move. Whee! Alright. Object 452, there it is. 560 damage. 260
Yeah.
pen. 260 pen.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
That's for the standard round, isn't it? 260 pen.
Yes. We'll look at the
Yeah.
we'll look at the magic round in a second. 13-second reload. 560 damage. What do we got? 2.4 aiming, 0.36 accuracy, 2,503 DPM, 210 hull, 130. Ooh, that's almost nothing. Wonder how angled it is. We'll have to take a look at that. It's not a good turret, minus potentially the angling. Is this autoloader? No. This is a cyclical. Yes.
Yeah.
We have a 35 top speed, not that fast. Relatively low specific power.
Bit IS4, isn't it? Bit
Yeah, but without the
IS4 -ish.
armor though, I don't really know
Yeah,
what this
without
has.
the armor.
I'm not sure what this has going for it, fellas. Here's what it looks like. Oh yeah, it is quite angled.
Yeah.
But that's wild looking actually. Does not have the saucer. It does. It's kind of saucerish from the front, but it does not have the saucer
Yeah.
kind of thing from the
Yeah.
side.
Yeah.
The
I can't see the hatch. Your head's in the way. Let's see the hatch.
oh shoot, hey. I'm spinning this thing around and no one can see a single
Just spin
thing.
everything around
Look at
and
this.
sees your pan. Yeah. You can see your head. Whoa, wonderful head.
Oh, that was awesome. All right, here it is. So
There you go. There
angled
you
front.
go.
Let's talk about it again. Angled front.
Yeah.
Not much in hatch. Well, there's a rear hatch that looks fairly high. That's different.
All right. Yeah.
Not saucer shaped from the side. A little bit more squared off. It is angled, but not quite as good as the front. Pretty large lower front plate.
It is, but look at the angle. Like it's almost like a.
Yeah, that's not much. That's going to be pretty weak, I think. Makes bonds, obviously.
Oh yeah.
Does not
yeah,
make
yeah.
credits, so it's a reward tank, as they say. I don't see anywhere. Is there a way to see the? Can I do this? 320 for the gold shell, but
Wow.
that doesn't indicate what kind of shell the gold shell is.
No. No.
I don't know if I can see that from here at all. I don't think so. Heat. Cliffy says heat. All right.
Okay. Kedge has just got himself an IS7. Good tank. It's still relevant.
Oh, nice.
I like it.
So, that being said, let me run over to tomato.gg and look at the armor profile of this thing. Not tomato, sorry, tanks.gg.
Well, that's a good point. Fast Red Horse. I wonder if it's a quick tank because if it has
35, that's it. It's only 35.
Oh yeah, you did say 35. So
Yeah.
it's not got a lot going for it if its armor isn't up to Stallium. If it's not Stallium armor.
See, it's right there. 35 forward, 15 backwards. So it's pretty slow. Let's go.
Oh.
Tanks.
I can't believe they're putting a Soviet heavy out that is not OP, to want for a better word, but not.
I mean, I don't see
Not
anything
stunning.
amazing on this, to be honest.
No.
But if somebody can correct me if they see something on that. Now, it looks like with the angle of the armor. Let me get this up for you guys so you can see it.
I don't think you're going to penetrate the upper plate. I
Well,
don't think that's
the
from
hole looks
front,
terrible.
That angle.
The hole looks terrible. I mean, it's with the angles. It's in the 250 regime, but there's actually two angles in the bottom. There's a higher. There's two. I didn't realize there's another angle down there. This front piece though is pretty easily pinned. 250. But look at
Well,
that.
isn't that odd? Isn't that odd? Because if you just drop it down a little bit so it's like hull down depression. So take it down a tiny bit. Does that change the top slope?
Oh yeah, but look at
okay.
the turret's actually pretty good. Actually,
Yeah,
straight
yeah,
on, just
yeah.
based on the angle. Look, it's 317 effective.
Yeah. Yeah.
So even though it's only 130, now the hatch is definitely a weak spot. That big hatch, especially back
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
So the turret is quite tough, actually. And if you're
It's
hold
a bit of a
down,
hold down monster.
Yeah, if you're
it's
hold
almost
down.
American in its
what's its
hold
gun?
downness.
What's its gun
isn't it?
depression? It is
I bet it's 12
minus
degrees.
no,
isn't it?
no, it's -7. It's only 7.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, yeah. If you do this, then it's almost nothing. Like Cliffy said, if you're trying to come out, or if you're shooting it into the side, it's not good at all.
No.
Still, there are some weird angles and stuff going on here. Now look at that.
Yeah.
It doesn't take much. Oh, and that's
No.
actually angled like that. So we do this.
Yeah.
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 Is this?
There'll be a lot of bouncing off it, but if you get it right, you're going to destroy it quickly, especially that tier as well. Yeah, it won't survive much, will it? That's almost like a T90 in real life.
I don't see any spaced armor on this. Doesn't look like it. Yeah, so straight on and hold down. Although, granted, you only get to use -7. That's pretty beastly right there. Even straight on, it's still pretty darn good. You're talking the biggest hitters.
Where you're talking, the big TDs.
Yeah, if you start looking down, like this arm. Now this
Yeah.
is just.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it actually starts to flat plate even the angled
Yeah. Yeah.
turret right there, so you start getting even easier pins on that as well.
Yeah.
All right, well there you go. Different tank.
It'll be interesting if that comes out, won't it?
Yeah.
No stallion for that one.
What else we got here? We got. Come on now. Here we go. This is the tier 9 again. We talked about. This has some better numbers that you can see. So we're talking 800. So the shell velocities are 1,700 and 2,000, as we noted. It's the damage is there. It is. So 800 inside 50, 550 out to at 275. Does this stair step or are these hard numbers? I think. Do they decrease as the meters increase?
I can't think. I don't think they could code that. Surely that's quite complicated, isn't it?
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm thinking there'll be a step. There won't be a graduation. I don't think it'll do 725 at,
So you think from 51 to 275, you're getting 550?
Yeah. I think they have to have that demarcation because the coding for that, every shell that's fired,
Well, I mean, it's just
the immense amount of coding, wouldn't it? Really?
Nah, I mean, it's just. I
You
don't
don't
think.
think?
I don't think so, but I don't know how they were going to do it. 550 plus or minus 25. Well, it's always plus or minus 25. What I'm saying is it the same damage from 51 out to? I'm assuming 499 actually. See, that's why I'm saying I don't know why the 275 would be there. Unless it's trying to give you an idea that it graduates lower as it goes.
Or, you could be right that it's graduated and you'll get anything from 800 downwards depending on where you hit the tank, the enemy.
Depending how far
could
away
be.
you were. Yeah.
Could be, it could be. But that's not min, is it? You're not saying that you'll always have 300 plus or minus 25%. You'll
I'll tell you-
always have 800.
I'll tell you what's interesting about that. The reason that happens, I'm imagining with the shell is it has a lot more drag because of the way it's shaped. So I think that deep rifling gives it a lot of power potentially, but I bet it's got a lot of drag, which is why
Well,
theoretically the
historically-
damage goes off as it gets further away.
Well, the rifling was more for accuracy, wasn't it? In real life, it makes the barrel more accurate.
Yeah.
Gives the shell a stable flight.
Right.
That's why they had rifling.
But
Wasn't
I
it?
mean, but I guess what they're trying to get at here is it's got a higher drag, so it's going to be slower at further distance. All shells are, but they're trying to model that, I guess, with this.
Yeah, yeah. Peg makes a good point, actually. Who's going to risk the reload for a 300 plus or minus?
All the redline campers.
Well, yeah, there is that. Yeah. Which there will be a lot of in that, yeah.
Yeah. So Mannerheim line's getting some fairly significant updates, guys.
Oh,
And
but
it's all right. See you, man. Have a good one. Later. And it's all down here in this southern region here. Check this out. So here's what it looks like. That's the proposed change. That's considerably different.
That is, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's going to make a massive difference because there is just almost nowhere to hide, is there?
And we're getting to my favorite part because I rail against this every time it happens. So this part is very familiar. Is going to turn into this. That's got that change. Now we got a big rock here. So then this, where everybody plays hold down games, right?
Yeah.
And whatever. Look at that. That's
Jeepers.
that's just cutting all that BS back here off. I like that. But
Yeah, that
I'm
is
not sure.
significantly different,
I'm not
isn't
sure how
it?
useful that promontory is. So here's what it looks like now, and then we slide down. There's that piece. Although they didn't take the same angle. That's weird.
Yeah, they didn't show it you from the.
They showed you the same one. they took this
didn't they?
picture and they
Yeah,
changed the angle
they
and
just put it there.
they said oh that's what it is. They didn't show it from back over here, but whatever.
No.
So again, I don't know
See-
how useful that
see,
is.
that for me, this is frustrating because what they should have done is made the centre of the map more playable. Because the whole centre of that map
I
is just
know.
unplayable.
I know.
There's no point in being in the middle
Yeah.
of that map at all.
Yeah.
You've got that great big lake thing that you drown in if you go anywhere near it.
Yeah.
And there's, it's just really, instead of messing with that, which was fine, I think that was quite a balanced part of the map for the heavies and TDs and all the rest of it. They should have got the middle done. They should have sorted the middle out so we had some form of play through the middle.
No.
No.
Himmels.
The other flank.
Himmelsdorf.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Himmelsdorf.
Take the castle out.
No mention of the other flanks, MP. Whether that means they didn't touch it or they just didn't show it here, I don't know the answer to that. But they've changed all this stuff. They said they changed Area 1, but Area 1... Okay, they changed the shape of that, but they didn't really... It's not playable, I don't think. It's just a
No.
different shape. So, that's coming up. That's all super test stuff, so who knows? Wait, or is it super test? Yes, that's super test. So that's coming up. The RU guys are getting another assembly shop. I think they already assembled their 7.52.
Oh, okay.
Problem was the cross shots the North could get. Yeah. So they've got this Tier 10 4 shell autoloader, and they show, I don't even know, that's the rear of it, I guess. Do they have better pictures in here in the article? Maybe. There we go. Yep. Oh wow, look at that thing. No wait, that's the MBT. Wait a minute, that's it right there. Okay, now this says EU, so I don't know what's going. Oh, assembly shop tank plus EU assembly shop rumors. Okay. This was an older article, so I don't know. The Su-122V. EU is going to have... Oh, okay, there you go. So it is confirming again. The Object 452K for EU. I'm assuming us as well. The remaining two are simply TD reward tanks that were never released, which is the MBT B. Kind of looks a little bit like a prototype, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Tier 10
It's-
prototype.
Yeah, I mean, certainly the chassis looks like that,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
T28 Proto Tier 10 version, and then a whatever that is, LKPZ 70, which is a Tier 10 light tank.
Very, yeah, yeah.
But those are
Quite low, isn't it?
yeah.
That's LT32. Yeah, that's
What's
my
happened
glasses
here?
on. There we go.
Okay, front line. We talked about Valentine's Day. Bunch of paid articles, and that's that. I think
And that's that.
that's that. What else we got? 452 Polish 2Ds. RU. Oh, RU. Interesting. Is getting a Brit wheeled tank buff.
Oh,
Let me see if
speed, armor, gun.
I'll show you. I think it's a lot of stuff we've complained about. I don't know if maybe I already passed it. Changes. I think I might have passed it already. Oh, there it is. This is interesting. So, speed up the acceleration of the tank. The speed loss penalty for damaged wheels has been reduced. We've talked about that multiple times. The turning speed of vehicles on all chassis has been increased to ensure greater maneuverability of the equipment. The vehicle's maneuverability on soil has been improved.
Yeah.
So this is interesting. This says EU here, and this says RU. So
Doesn't it? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
what does that mean? I don't know.
Well, don't forget there's 2 EU servers which are denied access to. You got 4 EU servers, 1 and 2 I can get into. I can't get into 3 and 4.
But 3 and 4 is run by Wargaming, not Leicester.
Yeah, I know. How annoying is that? But I
Well,
know
that's to
it's,
keep the
it's-
whole,
Yeah.
people off each other's backs.
Yeah, I know.
More proof that it's the same company.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's take a look at this. So we got. I wish this showed the changes. It just shows the numbers there. I think they're talking about. It's hard. It's hard to tell with this.
Yeah, you need the comparison tool really to work, don't you?
Yeah.
With it?
It's the mobility thing they're touching. It's hard to tell. I don't know. Because it's the mechanics of the turn that's the problem. To some extent, it's the whole traverse thing. Where is the traverse speed? So let's see. This shows the Saladin at 29.2. Let's see what mine shows.
Yeah.
The Caesar Saladin.
Yeah.
Mine shows 31.29. Is that the same number? That's the same number. So maybe they're comparing these two. So the RU one is going to go to 58.41. All right, so that's what's going on there. The EU thing is to show you what it is currently. This is what it's going to go to. I see. That's significant.
Isn't it?
Up to 58 from 30 something. Wow. So what about like specific power? We got. Where is it? 25. And that's not a whole. That's not a whole bunch because I'm showing 24.37.
Yeah.
I don't have a turbo or anything on there, so that should be. So it's a little buff on that. What else did it say they were buffing up on it? Speed, accelerator, survivability. That you won't be able to see that. I think those numbers are on there somewhere, but turning speed that'll be the traverse speed, and then these are soft stat things, maneuverability on soil and whatnot. So there you go. Yeah, 3 and 4 allow RU players. Correct. Yep. Oh, you can get there with an invite? Interesting. Didn't know that. So I thought that was kind of cool. It would be nice if we got that because those are exactly the things I think everybody complains about the Brit wheeled tanks with.
Yeah, it's not making them French wheeled. It's making
Right.
them just a little bit more viable in game. You know?
Yeah, because the traverse thing is miserable.
Yeah.
They turn like boats.
Yeah, they do. They turn like Ford F-150s.
Hey now, take it easy. Don't talk bad about Big Bessie.
No, on British roads. That's how they.
Man, I would hate to try to drive that on British road.
They-
It's hard enough to
need
just
both
take like a mid-sized SUV.
Yeah.
Parking in England is like
It's a nightmare.
it is
It's
an
a
absolute nightmare.
Yeah, I know. I mean, the house channel's got a small sized car. You know what I mean? I don't have a car, but she's got a small sized car. And even that's difficult to park. You know.
Yeah. Well, oftentimes it's not necessarily the size. It's just there's no spots.
Yeah, there is that.
Yeah.
I mean, where I live, it's free parking as well, so you don't actually pay for it.
Really?
So every man and his dog parks there and then goes off to other places. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit of a nightmare. I must admit.
The reverse acceleration on them is nice. That is the strength of them because like the Saladin will do 30 backwards, which is nice for getting
Yes.
out of things.
Getting
It's
out
just
of
the
things,
just the problem is if you better be doing it in a straight line.
Don't try and turn it. Yeah.
Turning is an absolute nightmare on the thing.
Yeah, don't bother with that nonsense.
I think that's all I had on my list of stuff, Pilgrim. And what else, guys? You got any questions or comments?
I'll touch on the Tank Fest. I know the guy's not in chat at the moment, or he might still be in chat. I'll go back a bit. Try and find the guy's name. Hammerbeat. I don't know if he's still in chat, Guido, is he?
Don't know.
Can't see it in the names, but
Yeah.
I might not have everybody there. Tank Fest. To take with you, depending on what you want. First of all, you need to get yourself accommodation, which is going to be pretty hard pressed, close to Bovington.
Close to the venue at this point, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, mostly if you try now to get accommodation this month, you'll be hard pressed to get it close. I booked it before Christmas, and I think we are 7 miles away, so not a huge distance. But if you'll probably end up going to somewhere like Portsmouth or somewhere to actually get accommodation, bed and breakfast. So that's the first thing. Accommodation. Don't get ripped off though. If you're a tourist coming in to do it, then be very wary. I would do it through a booking site rather than, any other way, because you'll get all the discounts that the locals are getting and everything else. Secondly, if you want to take a camera in with you, take your GoPro. That's definite. Take your rucksack with a change of clothing in, because if you're down in the arena and those things are whizzing past, you're going to get covered in shit, to be honest. Gravel and muck and everything flying off the tracks. So take a change of clothing if you want to go and sit and have a bite to eat. I take cash, although I carry the card. Take cash because then you can limit the amount you spend, because if you take your card, you're going to blow your credit system out of the water by just the amount of things you can buy if you want to. Take an umbrella, because it's Britain and it might rain.
Yeah.
Take an umbrella with you. Yeah. And just enjoy yourself. It's an amazing place to go. Bovington Tank Museum is, one of, I'm not saying it is the best, but it is one of the best tank museums. And you can actually interact with a lot of the tanks. You can get up close, touch them, feel them. Occasionally, if you know the right person, you can get inside one, which we're going to have you in a tog, Guido. We're going to have you in a tog and give you half a day to walk through it. Not with the GoPro.
Nice.
And there's plenty to eat and drink there. There's a few restaurants. Don't be tempted to pay out for there's a Patreon's restaurant there and stuff like that. If you're into that, it's big money. So yeah, there's plenty of other normal sort of cafe areas. There's a World War II cafe type thing with sort of set up with that sort of stuff going on. So like it was in the war. So you get ersatz coffee. You don't get real coffee.
Oh God. Nice.
I just enjoy it, and it's on various levels. So there's like 2 levels to the actual main hangars and that. So if you go in ground level, don't forget to go up the stairs and have a look at the top levels as well, because there's other stuff up there, and there's just so much. It's just so much to see. I mean, the first time I went, we had to go back 3 days running, because we stayed down for the week, because there's another place called Monkey World quite close, which the House Channel wanted to go and see. Which, believe it or not, is full of monkeys. But anyway, So,
Really?
so we stay. Yeah,
Oh,
it's just
okay.
it's rescue monkeys. There's
Oh,
a
right.
Canadian couple, and he's died. Unfortunately, he had a heart attack. Bless him. He was not a young lad, but him and his wife set this monkey rescue sanctuary up, and it was only small, but it became a TV series over here and everything. It was like really big, and we went. And I was sat there, and him and his wife walked past, and I went, "You're famous, you're famous. I've seen you on telly, you know."
Yeah.
And they came and had a chat, you know. But she's carried it on. He died, unfortunately, but she carried it on, and they rescue monkeys from all around the world and give them a good life, you know.
Yeah.
So all these sort of like circus monkeys and that you get in Thailand and all that they rescue those,
Right.
bring them over. So it's quite cool. Yeah, it's a cool place to go. It is cool. So we did that, and we did the Tank Museum three days running. And I don't think I covered it all anyway. You'll not cover it in one day. But
Yeah.
Tank Fest is not about the museum. It's about the actual arena and the whole connection with wargaming. So
Yeah.
it's all good. It's good. Just go and enjoy yourself. But just be wary. As if you are touristing, don't fall into the trap of having your wallet ripped off you. You know what I mean? Just be careful. As I say, I take cash, a limited amount. Once that's spent, that's it. It's spent. I don't use the card for anything. Otherwise, you could spend a fortune. You really could.
That's awesome. Crown Royal, that's on my list. I have not
Masters of
watched
the
it
Air.
yet. Yeah,
Oh,
Masters of the Air. It's supposed to be really pretty good, so it's on my list.
On Apple TV.
Apple TV,
I'll
yeah.
make a note of that. Yeah.
Yep.
Make a note of that.
World War II
Masters of Air.
B-17 unit. Is it B-17? I
Is
think
it
so.
is it a documentary? Masters of Air. What is it?
It's sort of in the vein of the Easy Company one.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
Whatever, Band of Brothers, I think. Sort of, it's kind of that kind of thing.
I'll have a look at that.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks for that.
And the Pacific, yeah.
No,
Yep.
Spend XP. Right.
All right, well, thanks for that primer on Tank Fest. Hopefully that helps people who want to get there, man. But I am going to get back to the guests and get on with my Sunday, I do believe.
Good on you.
Yeah, yep. Appreciate you guys coming by.
I hope it picks up for you.
I think it will. It's supposed to be gone by 1, so we should have a nice afternoon. Take the dog out for a WALK.
Yeah, don't say the word.
Nope. Should be at the door, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for coming by. Much appreciated. Let's see if we got somebody we can raid here on the way out the door. Who we got? I guess Steven's up. We can go raid him. That'll work. All right, Pilgrim. Appreciate you coming by, man. Thanks, as always.
Pleasure being here, sir. Always good for
Absolutely. You guys have a fantastic Sunday. Unknown next stream, maybe Wednesday, but I think we're gonna actually take the visitors out, so I might not get to it Wednesday. We'll see how it goes, but we'll try to get a stream in there at some point. You guys have a fantastic one. Guido signing off from the left side of Atlantic.
Pilgrim signing off from the correct side of the Atlantic. Sir.
See you guys.